This is CBS 12 News at 5:30.
Welcome back, everyone. It's the agency with the most important mission in the state, keeping children safe. But we have seen some recent cases here in Palm Beach County where the judgment calls from Florida's Department of Children and Families have been highly questionable, and they've resulted in death.
The CBS 12 News I-Team has been working to hold DCF accountable, but top officials have repeatedly declined to go on the record. Instead, the agency responds with a brief email statement, typically just 2 or 3 lines, saying that they can't answer our questions due to confidentiality concerns.
I-Team Chief Mike Magnoli is here now. And Mike, the latest case involved a 7-year-old girl from Riviera Beach.
Liz, she was hit with such force and so many times in the stomach that she died from her injuries. Her mom is accused of first-degree murder. She's pleading not guilty. Now, despite a history of red flags, DCF put that girl back with the mother, and I spoke with 2 experts who say that Florida could take this as a wake-up call, that the whole system needs major reform. This house on West 15th Street in Riviera Beach is where a child's murder and a history of abuse are now under investigation. Our camera caught this moving truck, and a man with boxes and bags labeled biohazard material had just loaded up the back. We're not sure if that's connected to the disturbing case that's now headed to court, but here's what police tell us about what they uncovered. Back in April, paramedics arrived here and found 7-year-old Nia Williams unresponsive. She would later die at St. Mary's Medical Center. Blunt force trauma to the abdomen, the autopsy concluded. The story that 32-year-old Nikisha Williams told cops didn't make any sense. How did her daughter end up in such bad shape? During May and June, Riviera Beach Police and the Palm Beach County State Attorney's Office looked into this, and 2 weeks ago, a grand jury indicted Nikisha Williams. The charges: first-degree murder and child abuse. Police records reveal investigators interviewed a witness who said Nikisha jumped on top of Nia and stomped her in a fit of rage over cereal spilt on the floor. Now here's what we know about the Department of Children and Families' previous involvement. Nia was in foster care for a while and then living with relatives. Then Nikisha got custody back. In 2021 and 2022, the little girl was hospitalized with injuries that suggested abuse, and there were long spells where Nia was missing from school or showing up in dirty clothes. Family friends say they contacted DCF with concerns, and in fact, police say DCF was hovering 26 days before the child's death. Here's Richard Wexler, Executive Director of the National Coalition for Child Protection Reform.
DCF workers are overloaded with false allegations made to the hotline that never should have been made. They're overloaded with needless investigations of cases that never should have been investigated. They're overloaded taking away children needlessly and putting them in foster care. All of that steals the time that should be going into carefully investigating cases like this one.
When the I-Team began looking into Florida's DCF back in 2022, I introduced you to Shakima Glover, who had her kids taken away, but she fought to get them back and won in that legal battle. Glover is now advocating for change across this entire system. In her case, her kids were returned to her, and they found safety and stability in her home. In the Williams case, the exact opposite happened. Glover says any time a child is in a situation where the mom is about to lose or regain parental rights, they need a licensed attorney to represent them. As it stands, the child is guided through the legal proceedings by a guardian ad litem.
Attorneys for children is vitally important because everyone in a DCF dependency case is represented. And they say the child is the center of these cases, so why does a child not have representation? That makes no sense. So who is the voice for that child? Who really is there to speak on that child?
In Florida laws, Chapter 39 deals with child proceedings. Glover says major reform is needed there, and she'd like to work with local legislators to introduce her ideas based on her experience. Beyond that, she says DCF needs to change the way they engage with struggling mothers.
Engagement, that goes to speaking to when you're approaching that family. When y'all sitting around the wrong table making decisions on how are you going to effectuate services and substantiate services for that family? How are you engaging with that family? Is a caring approach where you say, how can I help you or how can we help you? Or are you penalizing that person for not understanding how to maneuver their crisis?
Glover says the DCF workers that she dealt with left her with this impression.
It was that check the box. It was that manila folder. Your family's a manila folder, and I have my own to worry about. At the end of the day, I have to get a paycheck to pay my bills. It was never that I empathize with you. I can sympathize with that. I have a personal experience too. I can relate to you. So how can I work with you? How can I help you? It was always, oh, the system said you're unfit, mom.
Glover says that she hopes the death of Nia Williams can be a catalyst for DCF to do some self-evaluation and for lawmakers to start thinking about how they can possibly improve this system through legislation, Liz.
So what does DCF say about this case?
I want to show the viewers at home this statement. Put it up on the screen here. They say the Florida Department of Children and Families investigates all child deaths related to allegations of abuse, neglect, and abandonment in close coordination with law enforcement. Information specific to this case is confidential per section 202 Florida statutes. So, Liz, that's nearly the same thing that they tell us every time one of these cases comes up.
Even with the case on Singer Island with Heather Opsnix,
right?
With her little, was it a 5-year-old boy?
Yes, that little one ingested fentanyl from an apple juice bottle, and mom is charged with negligent manslaughter in that case. Was asking DCF about what they were doing because they were hovering around this. She lost her parental rights, and she was on a plan as part of a plea agreement where DCF was supposed to be checking in with her. That was after one of the children was left in a hot car.
Right.
And we were asking DCF, okay, what was she supposed to be doing? How would she have been in compliance of that plan? And they didn't have any answers, and they told us it's confidential. So we're gonna keep pressing this agency about these cases, but it's incredibly hard when that is their go-to answer for all of our questions, Liz.
Exactly. All right, good report. Thanks, Mike.
I want to just tell you real quick about our next course of action here. We're going to send this reporting and our previous reporting to the Attorney General's office, and we're going to ask them to open up an investigation into the way DCF handled these two cases, and I'll let you know what the AG says.
Wow. Okay. Thank you.
Sure.
All right, thanks, guys. Well, CBS 12 News will continue covering this important topic. You can look for updates on air and online, and make sure you have the CBS 12 News app. Download it to your phone to get push alerts. We'll be right back.